least already. All right, we got the GLHF from iBall. We got the readies on screen. Let's just hope Colin's wrong and my seeds aren't cursed. We're gonna count it down from 3 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. iBall wants to watch LeBron choke. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. Players are off, boards are in pretty decent shape. iBall definitely has the sloping build set, but Rhubarb gets the first Tetris. Beast iBall, says Foiled Thrice. Welcome in, Foiled Thrice. Two in a row for Rhubarb. One burn for iBall. And there we go. Colin asking Foiled Thrice how he's playing and chatting. I almost made that joke on screen, but I decided to let it go because I want Rhubarb to come to Illinois. All right, Tetris for Rhubarb. I might need to refresh iBall here real quick. Let me try that. Things hung up a little bit. There we go. The refresh worked. iBall behind by about 20,000 at this point, so less than a Tetris, roughly the same lines. All good, iBall. Keep going. Tetris for iBall. Rhubarb gonna be in a little bit of a dig here. Yeah, pieces aren't agreeing with Rhubarb. This triple's gonna help out nicely. GD better get another max out in Illinois. Although, Colin, we need to talk after this or tomorrow because there's been some mild changes for great fun for the Illinois framework. Yeah, we're gonna be hearing a lot of hell yeahs at Illinois. Quick score update: Rhubarb at 129 at 35, iBall at 133 at 36. I mean, the place is going to be pretty loud anyway. But even without GD, there's going to be a lot of hell yeahs. They might... Yeah, this is same piece sets. Because there is an event that happens... It's a post-Saturday night event called Oh Hell Yeah, Dude. Score update, 51 lines, Rhubarb's at 220, iBall 201 at 48 lines. They're at slightly different places in the P set. And at 65 lines in, the same pieces don't matter quite all that much. So, all right, lurk mode engaged for Colin. Tetris for iBall goes to 317 at 70. Rhubarb's at 312 at 68. Tetris for iBall. Tetris for Rhubarb. Seeing some good play right now. Slamming another one home. Can't follow up on it. .381 at 81 lines for Rhubarb. 365 at 81 lines for iBall. So, yeah. Pretty close game here. iBall's left side isn't built up quite all that well, but it was manageable. There was a Tetris. Tetris for Rhubarb. Tetris for iBall. The lead's trading back and forth, though Rhubarb does have a mild... is running behind in lines just slightly. Alright. Add over on Rhubarb's side, no biggie. Board looking good, grabs a Tetris. iBall score to the left. Gonna start getting the slight slope there. There we go. iBall 445 at 107. Rhubarb is at 105 lines right now after that Tetris. We can't see anything really other than the board and the lines because of the advertisement, but hey, gotta get that Twitch money. I mean, Richard Wolf knows what I'm talking about. Gotta get that Twitch money. iBall is on hits crits. And Rhubarb tops out. We can't see the score, fortunately. Yeah, Rhubarb missed the J def 504-260. So iBall, you got game 1. Yeah, I think we're all a little crazy. High, low, high, low, high, low. Alright, both players are ready. iBall's pensively looking towards the screen. We're gonna count it down from 3 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. I actually am in the process, as both players start off with the Tetris, I am in the process of building a new layout. So I will try to include the seed location in that layout. I figure I'll keep this as my Have Fun Taco Tuesday regular restream and then build an actual CTM-based layout. Not based, but based upon CTM. Alright. We got a tie. iBall got a Tetris. We have now broken the tie because there was a burn over on Rhubarb's side and things have changed. Yeah, I should rename it the base layout. Ronkly, I think that's what I'm gonna call it in the scene. It's just gonna be called base layout. Tetris for iBall goes to 160 at 29. Rhubarb's at 28 and at 139, so we're you know, not too bad. Rhubarb sets up the Vits, but it was not a delayed Vits, it was an immediate Vits. Alright, Rhubarb gonna burn 2, just get back to the right side like normal. Although he's rolling, he doesn't really need to play normal if he doesn't want to. Tetris for Rhubarb goes to 186. iBall at 183. Rhubarb is ahead by 1 line at the current moment, though iBall's at 206 now. Tetris for iBall. And there's a Tetris for Rhubarb. 233 to 229, although there's a Tetris for iBall right to 252. Rhubarb at 235 at 49. iBall's at 254 at 48. Tetris for iBall. Board's looking pretty solid. Rhubarb grabs a Tetris. iBall gets a Tetris right afterwards. We are matching pace fairly well here. T-spin for iBall completed. Tetris for Rhubarb. Tetris for iBall. Both players over 300,000. It's 63 on lines on Rhubarb side and 61 lines on iBall side. Tetris for iBall. Rhubarb unable to respond right away, but does get one. That's a lot of S's going on Rhubarb's side. Nothing really great to do with those long bars, so Rhubarb just tosses them over to the left. Excellent looking boards for both players. Tetris for Rhubarb goes to 353 at 74. That Tetris for iBall gets him to 395 at 77. I'm hoping to have that new scene done for my next super stream, which will be on Sunday. Alright, iBall gets the long bar to fill in that dependency. There we go. I like what I'm seeing over on iBall's side. These burns are getting completed very quickly, and things are looking pretty good on Rhubarb's side too, though iBall is has fallen behind a little bit here. It's now 446 on Rhubarb's side, now 468 after that Tetris at 96 lines. iBall gets a Tetris to go to 96 lines at 449, so yeah, only a 20,000, roughly 20,000 point difference. We are neck and neck. We've got the neck alerts. Tetris for Rhubarb, Tetris for iBall, another Tetris for iBall. Little 5 and below over on Rhubarb's side. Both players now Tetris ready. Tetris for Rhubarb, Tetris for iBall. Alright, we are officially 18 lines away from the transition to 19. Both players. Both players at 547.40. Tetris for Rhubarb, burn, and then Tetris for iBall. Gonna be a couple of burns for Rhubarb here. iBall gonna grab another Tetris, so now we are re-separated. And another Tetris for Rhubarb. We're just slamming them home right now. Yeah, it's... Oh, no, we've got a little bit of a mess over on iBall's side. Gonna be some burning here. Rhubarb's gonna be able to take a triple and then a Tetris right afterwards. Transitions around 640, not in that point. Roughly 619 transition over on iBall's side. iBall's now free. Rhubarb has a hole in the middle of the stack. It's still free and open for Tetris no longer. Neither player getting the long bar, so we'll see whenever that hits. Rhubarb opts to burn down. iBall still running up a little bit high. Left side's getting rough to get to right now. Long bar to the right. Neither player able to use for a Tetris, but iBall's starting to get things burned. Rhubarb in pretty good shape right now. Slightly hanging Mino. Oh no, iBall's not going to be able to get anything left, and he's going to top out at 632. Rhubarb, congratulations, you've taken game 2. How close is he? 16 points? How much time left in the game he's playing? Alright, we're back. Both players are ready. We're going to count down from 3 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Oh yeah, he'll get it tonight. ILTI square. So there we go. All right, seeds mostly confirmed. Rhubarb did get off to a slight lead in the game start there. That explains the Tetris lead. iBall, unfortunately, getting into a little bit of shit. Well, uses a square to block that off, and there we go. Now has access to that bull right there. Rhubarb kind of in the same rough situation, but is digging it down pretty quickly here. Yeah, Rhubarb one good piece away from having the right side open. There it is. Rhubarb going to be able to Tetris on that long bar, and iBall has the right side free, but just looking for that piece. There it is. Fills it in, and wow. Well, kind of getting beat up by the seed so far. Tetris for Rhubarb. Tetris again for Rhubarb goes to 123 at 28. iBall's only at 42,000 at, well, now 65, now 88,000 at 32. Just slamming those 3 Tetrises down real quick and making it really hard for me to call the score. Rhubarb grabs a Tetris, has a T-spin set up, going to be holding off for the T slightly. Wasn't expecting multiple long bars in a row and ended up not filling out the left side on it, but it's worked out nicely. Tetris for Rhubarb goes to 171. iBall is free and clear right now, adjusts that square for the next piece. Grabs the Tetris, goes to 135 at 42. Rhubarb's still at 39 lines at the moment. favorite song on this soundtrack. Alright, iBall gets the right side open with a double. Rhubarb gonna be looking for a long bar. Has a Tetris on column 8. Gets the column 8 Tetris. Rhubarb 220 at 51, gonna burn a double right there. iBall 207 at 58, so Rhubarb in the lead, especially after that Tetris right there. Rhubarb not ready for that long bar. Rhubarb rolling him around. iBall finally Tetris ready after a little while there. Tetris for Rhubarb. 272 on Rhubarb's side to 256 on iBall's side. Now 295 at 70 will, iBall's got a great board at 256 at 69, now has 70 lines at 256 as well. Had to take that burn, gets the Tetris, goes to 279 at 74. Rhubarb, unfortunately, oh no, Rhubarb had that double flip and then had another double flip, and things are up high on Rhubarb's side. Will Rhubarb get the right pieces to get through this? We're going slightly backwards. Gonna be able to get the right side open, but looking for a long barring. Barely gets the long bar over, but can't do too much more. Rhubarb tops out at 300k. iBall, congratulations, you got game 3. Alright, both players are ready. We are in a nice seed right now. It's game 3. Wow. Game 3 on seed 6-9. In 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And hanging out in chat, Sodium Overdose. That's a name I haven't seen in a little while. Doc Pie cheering for Rhubarb. But will iBall take this and get to watch LeBron go after the record? Or is Rhubarb going to force the decider? We got a drought going here. Alright, Longbar shows up. Rhubarb able to use it for a Tetris. iBall gets the right side back open. Couldn't use that Longbar for a Tetris. Colin, that's how little attention I pay. I haven't physically seen the name in a while. I was also busy working out plans with GD. Alright, 96,140 to 96,520, but these Tetrises just change it to 11,8,940 to 11,9,320, so it's negligible difference lines. We're neck and neck at 30 and 32 lines. It's tight. Also, Colin, why are you out driving at 11:15 at night Eastern time? I just realized what time it was, and I can't figure out, were you working late or something? Ooh, that looked like a roll extra flip. iBall has to block off the right side. Oh, barbershop rehearsal. Okay. Checks out. Nice double move over there from iBall. Oh no, the square went over a little bit too soon. Rhubarb's board wasn't in the best shape at that point, but it is clear now. Actually, both players' boards are clear, so we're gonna get back to scoring. A quick triple from iBall just to get things smoothed out. Tetris for iBall on that one. And we're gonna have a Tetris from Rhubarb. Both players looking pretty solid at this point. There's the burn on iBall's side, followed by the Tetris. Rhubarb gonna Tetris to respond. 262 at 58 on Rhubarb's side, 229 and 59 on iBall's side. Alright, Rhubarb grabs a Tetris and gets the board almost cleared all the way down. iBall grabbing a Tetris, getting board almost all the way cleared down too. No perfect clears, but things were getting into the rough vicinity of that. 330 at 70 to 297 at 71 on iBall's side. Rhubarb looking for a J or an L. Gets it. iBall's swinging over to the left right now. Earns a triple. Looking for the right piece, and Rhubarb, unfortunately, never mind. Rhubarb clears out with a 3 combo. Rhubarb 335 at 76. iBall getting a Tetris right there, going to 329 at 82. Rhubarb gets that same Tetris to go to 358 at 80. Rhubarb with a mild dependency going on right now. Would love it. Well, that works too. Would have liked that T a few pieces earlier, but this double burn right there gets things cleared up. iBall's got a great burn options on the right side right now. Oh, both players in a mild drought. iBall takes that triple. Tries not to be too aggressive here. Both players get the Tetris when presented the opportunity. iBall grabs the second Tetris. Rhubarb grabs the second Tetris. Rhubarb has a hole he needs to resolve right there, and uses a standing up L to resolve it. Excellently played. Well scouted maneuver there by Rhubarb. Tetris for iBall. Both players using that long bar for different effects. Here's a Tetris for Rhubarb. Alright, fair warning to players. We have hit, with that Tetris, the roughly 15 lines to 19 here. Rhubarb at 484 at 113 lines with some funkiness going on screen. iBall currently at 459 at 116 lines. Rhubarb looking for the pieces to get that down. Just gets squares repeatedly. Alright, right side back open on Rhubarb's side, but a long bar down there is only going to be for a triple. He's just going to keep burning it. iBall placing an Aki position right there. iBall 504 at 124, Rhubarb 498 at 127. Rhubarb only has a couple of lines to give here before transition if he wants to touch it beforehand. iBall's board is up a little bit high. They're both rollers, so this isn't the worst thing in the world, but I think most people watching would prefer a slightly better board. And as soon as I say that, iBall gets the right pieces to clear things down. Alright. Rhubarb 524 at 134. iBall 547 at 141. So, Rhubarb has a smidge. Okay, now a 141 to 144 on lines. 556 to 550. There's a Tetris for iBall to get up to 575. There's the long bar for Rhubarb, goes to 582. We're pretty safe to call the neck alert. Can we get a LeBron update from anybody in chat? I'm interested to hear what's going on with that one. Alright, iBall got one more line to burn and then has a couple of holes to deal with right there. Rhubarb's board is in excellent shape for, especially for a 19. Has all the burning options in the world, and iBall, I believe, is... Okay, we are into halftime, so iBall doesn't have to worry too much here. Focus on the game. Nice! Full splits double. Alright, Rhubarb has a little bit of junk going on here, uses that long bar for a double. Opts to build row 3, gets the Tetris. Rhubarb 693 at 181, iBall 630 at 181. Neither player with the best board in the world, but these are manageable positions, especially for rollers. Alright, both players operating around 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 16 away at halftime, so iBall, if you can pull this off, you're going to get a shot at watching it. Tetris for Rhubarb goes to 735. iBall currently at 652 at 197. Tetris for iBall, not quite. Oh no, that flip. Okay, this is recoverable. Rhubarb 740 even at 199. iBall gets that. Tetris goes to 720 at 208. Both players into 26. iBall in 27 at 723. Rhubarb 804 Now 838 into our 27. 7? Rhubarb. They really do. It's one of the downsides of rolling. Alright. Yeah, Rhubarb 907 at 228. iBall 827 at 224. It felt like the 27s just got skipped. I must have looked away. There have been some Tetris that just disappeared for me. Alright, we are into the thrill screen on iBall side. He's at 899 at 233. Gets a Tetris to go to 935. Rhubarb transitions around 950. And we might be able to see some max outs here. iBall gets a split double. Board is up a little bit high for this speed. Ooh, that's rough. iBall gets one over to the left, but it's going to get real rough. Going to need those 5 taps going. And iBall going to top out at 950. Rhubarb, you are good for game number 4. We are into a decider. 2 straight. Yeah, ironically, something I've seen just from watching rollers, especially in the beginning, but it happens to even more experienced ones, is sometimes your brain gets a little bit crossed up and you start rolling the buttons. Rhubarb letting it go a little bit before max out territory, but we should probably get this going. Good luck to both players. It's another decider. We're counting it down from 5 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. TTISIT. I almost got tricked into saying something kind of naughty there. Tetris for both players. Whew. That could have been bad. Alright, both players with 2 Tetrises on the board. And okay, iBall, Tetris ready. Rhubarb, I don't know about that. I think that was a roll extra flip. Whew. Yeah. We're not even 20 lines in yet. iBall's got a lead of about well, it was about a Tetris, now we're even. Rhubarb 147 at 37. iBall 164 at 37, now 168 at 39. Rhubarb gonna grab a Tetris. iBall should be getting this Tetris here right now. Yes. There's a lot of T's and a lot of I's off the start there. Whew. All right, 53 lines, now 54 lines. iBall running at 239. Rhubarb gonna grab a Tetris right there, gonna go to 201 at 55. So, about a Tetris lead for iBall right now. And there's the Tetris for Rhubarb, goes to 225, so a little more than a Tetris lead. Nicely done by iBall to get that next Tetris. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that clip back and listen to myself. Jesus. Rhubarb 296 at 75. iBall 332 at 73. Ironically clipping me being a goofball for a super stream. God. There's the Tetris for Rhubarb. A extended 5 and below over on iBall side, if I'm calling that right. I think it's a 5 below. That O-Tug is a 5 below. C-flip for iBall. 378 at 82 over on iBall side. 343 at 85 over on Rhubarb's side. Tetris for iBall. Running pretty nice P-word here. 401 at 86. Rhubarb is at 365 at 89. Not doing too shabby, just iBall running a little bit ahead. Tetris for Rhubarb. Single line burn immediately afterwards, and here comes the Tetris for iBall to go to 427 at 93. Alright, we've hit the Joy Park return pretty much for both players. 415 for Rhubarb, 451 for iBall. There we go. Tetris over on Rhubarb's side. Neither player able to use both lines for Tetris, but all good. 438 at 107 for Rhubarb. 497 at 107 for iBall. Tetris for iBall. Rhubarb gonna burn a couple right there, and then Rhubarb's gonna grab a Tetris. Go to 463 to the 520 over on iBall's side. Alright, both players getting close to that 15 lines to transition mark right there with that Tetris for both of them. Gets them really close to that 10 lines mark. Rhubarb's board a little bit holier than iBall's, but still reasonable for a roller. iBall gonna grab a Tetris, gets to 590 at 125. Even has lines to burn. iBall Tetris ready here. Rhubarb. Getting some good combinations going right there. Yes. You might say Swiss cheeses. Alright, iBall gonna be looking for that one. Rhubarb Tetris. Alright, Rhubarb transitions at about 500. iBall transitions at about 636. Well done. That beats my transition PB. Praise Jesus. Alright, both players into 20. iBall with a 150,000 point lead here. So this is one of those situations where I actually wish I had Nestor's Champs, just because it's got that Tetris lead thing and the actual score difference just to show on screen. One of the reasons I like the program so much and use it for Illinois. Quick score update. Rhubarb 529 at 158. iBall 701 at 155. Right side open for iBall now. Rhubarb has a center well going, and it's not going well. Yeah, long bar shows up a little bit too late. Center well Tetris for Rhubarb not long afterwards. iBall avoids making a long bar dependency, but has the long bar coming up next anyway. Alright. Rhubarb gonna get a slight chance to get this going, but iBall had to burn a few. Score update in level 23, 593 over on Rhubarb's side, 769 over on iBall's side. Line counts are basically the same here. Tetris for iBall, but only a triple for Rhubarb. Neither player really giving all that much, though. When it is given, Rhubarb is getting up behind just a little bit. Tetris for both players. 859 and 24 for iBall. 664 and 24 for Rhubarb. Tetris for Rhubarb. Almost to 700k. There we go. Tetris gets Rhubarb to 726. Tetris for iBall in 25 gets to 896. 928 into 26 on iBall's side, so max out easily on the table here. Rhubarb still has a chance at the max out. There's 961 at 205 on iBall's side. Tetris for Rhubarb goes to 793 at 206. 993 at 209 over on iBall's side. Tetris for Rhubarb. 211 lines, 828K, 994 at 210 over on iBall side. Some holes that need to be cleared out on Rhubarb's side. Working it down. Long bar helps out immensely. Max out City for iBall at A33 now, A68 going into 28 at 222 lines. Tetris for Rhubarb into 28 at 872. Players handling the near dash kill screen speeds very well. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Alright, B11 on iBall's side in the thrill screen, 951 on Rhubarb's side into the thrill screen. Will we get the D? B20 over there. Rhubarb looks like he's going to top out. Alright, iBall, you have taken the set. Keep going. Keep going. Let's see if we can get that D on screen. GG's, Rhubarb. Hopefully, I hope you can make it to Illinois. It'll be good to see you again. We might even have the pictures by that point. I don't know, from last year. Spirit B54. Well, I mean, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there earlier than practically everyone. Alright, B55 top out for iBall. GG's, everybody. Real quick, let me make a note of this. Just want to have it written down. Alright. It's noted so I can report afterwards.